cover the canvas in this. It looks basically like blood, but apparently it's just lizard crimson. Sweet Jesus. It just looks more like blood. I'm gonna need more of this, aren't I? With less like flakes of pink stuff in it. Actually looks so much like blood. Wow, that's fun. If you're part of like a vampire fandom or something, you can let your imagination go wild. Right. Only need about 3 times as much of that. Alright, here's the stuff. Somehow looks worse. But hopefully that'll be enough to cover the whole canvas. Oh, hey, cat. What is this canvas made of? A sponge? It's just absorbing this stuff. From that angle you can kind of see how much like blood this is. Nightmare. Get really aggressive with this. Oh my god, there's so much crap on the canvas. I'm sure someone said once that painting was relaxed, but like, no, there's an actual story here. Someone once said to me, "Oh, you do painting? That must be so relaxing." And it was, they meant well. It was really nice of them, but I like, kind of laughed in their face. I feel bad about that, but I don't know. I don't find this relaxing. Stimulating, maybe? Yeah, but not relaxing. Alright, how do I get rid of all this? think I've got most of the horror off. Okay, so today we are painting along with The Joy of Painting, Season 1, Episode 3, which is a pretty cool painting. It's Bob's first black canvas, where it's kind of funny, he doesn't mention this until about 7 minutes into the video, but he covers the canvas in black acrylic paint, and then he covers it in alizarin crimson, which is what I've done here. This is the state of the rag that I'm using. It's just... it looks like I've killed someone. Oh god. I think I'll throw that one away. New rag! Now, am I ready to start painting along with Bob? Let's see what Bob says to do.
Big tree here.
Okay. That's fun. Let's start that again.
Again, glad to see you. Thought today we'd do one of these almighty black canvases. It's time we got into doing something on a black canvas. I'd like to show you how you can do a beautiful, beautiful landscape on a black canvas. I've already went ahead, because we are short of time on this show, I've already went ahead and covered the whole canvas with alizarin crimson. Now I'm going to take a little Van Dyke brown and work into the edges, just around the edges. So we already have it covered with alizarin crimson, and now we're putting a little brown on. The whole canvas was covered with a crimson.
And what fun we had. Alright, Van Dyke brown, where's that? Seriously, where is it? Oh, cool, I'm about to run out. It's so well prepared here. It's one of those colours that Bob uses a lot. Just working that to the corners. Let's see if I can do that. I should have used the other brush, the red brush. Why didn't I use the red brush? Now I've got to clean this brush. It's not picking up much of that brown. It's kind of cool though, the brown is going to make a little vignette effect, like you're throwing on an Instagram filter. Alright, what next?
There we go. Just around the corners. Thought today we'd do a beautiful little sunset, and maybe we'll have a little sunset like the sun's going down behind the hill back there, and we just have a beautiful glow in the sky, and then we'll go from there. And I'm going to take and pull this back and forth to get a nice even distribution of paint, working it up and down, back and forth. There we go.
Can I keep up with you, Bob? No, I can't.
All right.
We'll try.
Okay, now we'll start with a 1-inch brush, and we'll use a little bit of cad yellow. Figure out where the sun has just went down, and we're going to start like right here, and begin working this paint around.
Alright. 1-inch brush. I need to throw some more brown on there. I get the impression he's not done with the brown yet. Yellowish. So hey, there's a fun fact about cadmium yellow, which is this is a imitation cadmium yellow. I have real cadmium yellow, but I'm not using it because it's really poisonous. Cadmium's
around and around and around, and already it's picking up the alizarin crimson and it's turning into a beautiful little yellowish orangish glow here. There we go.
We'll just pause that. Yellowish orangish glow. I'm fumbling a lot of words tonight because I'm super sleep deprived, but that's okay. Being a dad is worth it. Man, that looks really cool. Kind of like a volcano kind of vibe. Let's throw that in. Wow, that looks nothing like his. Okay, I've put too much red on the canvas, which is going to cause a huge number of problems. That's way too much red. Sweet Jesus. Let's wash that brush up. What do? I guess I could take some of that red off, or I could just use heaps of paint. I'm just going to use heaps of paint. Okay, yeah, that's coming out kind of nice. Yeah, I like that. That shit looks nice. Damn. Now something... I've cheated. I've watched this episode once before. And Bob is going to paint a lake. And I don't love how he does reflections. I want to do reflections my way. Which will take longer and be harder. But I'm going to do it anyway. So that means I'm going to make this look even more like a nuclear explosion. Or a volcano. It looks kind of volcano-ish to me. I like that. Throw some more yellow there. That's nice. Pick up a ton just here. Doing these bits is honestly my favourite bit of following along with the Bob Ross painting. It's so good. It always looks so cool. Alright. Yeah, happy accident. There's going to be so many of those.
And we'll start right here and let it work outward. You want it to get darker and darker and darker and darker as it goes out toward the edges.
Oh, dark's not going to be a problem.
So we always start with the color in here and work outward. There we go. Okay. A little bit of color here. Work it out. And I'm doing this in little bitty X patterns. Back and forth, back and forth. There we go. Okay, now let's take the big brush and gently, gently hypnotize this. We're still making the little X's. Just work that in.
Alrighty. Back to the stream safe sounds. Brush. Did I? Yeah, I did clean it. What's he drawing? If he is me, I'm drawing a sunset with paint. You don't traditionally draw with paint, but I mean, I'm fine with it. Hey, there's a forest coming. And matching top. Do I have a matching top with Bob? Let me check. Okay, he's run on here.
There we go. And I'm doing this in little bitty X patterns, back and forth, back and forth. There we go.
Matching. They both have blue in it.
Okay. Now let's take the big brush and gently, gently hypnotize this. We're still making the little X's. There. Just work that in. And then just enough to take out the brush strokes.
Gently stroke it.
Okay. Okay, let's take a little bit of alizarin, a little brown, put it together here on the brush, mix on the brush. And maybe back here in the distance we'll have a little foothill back here. Just let this brush bounce along and play. There we go.
I knew we'd need more lizard.
Don't let the size of this big brush scare you. It does fantastic things.
It always says not to let the brushes scare me, but they do. They're really scary. So big. They're so powerful. Like the paint that I think I made is... Oh cool, I've stepped in some paint. This is going super well. I can't wait to track oil paint through the house. Alright, what am I going to cover that up with? Right, good as new. I've put some paper on it. Let's throw down those foothills. myself though. What would Bob do? Let's find out.
Okay. Now, maybe we'll have some highlights. Take a little yellow and green and a little touch of red here, and we just push some little highlights coming down here. We'll make these little foothills way back in the distance. Okay, put some back over here. There we go.
I got one of those. I can do this. First, let's beat the nibble out of our brushes. It's got to be done. Otherwise, your brushes just get infested with Satan. Take that. Get out of my house. So he's mostly using yellow for that, and maybe some... Let's rewind a smidge.
Here on the brush, mix on the brush. And maybe back here in the distance we'll have a little foothill back here. Just let this brush bounce along and play. There we go. Don't let the size of this big brush scare you. It does fantastic things. Okay. Now, maybe we'll have some highlights. Take a little yellow and green and a little touch of red here, and we just push some little highlights coming down here. We'll make these little foothills way back in the distance.
So he said yellow and red. I've got that happening. That's a whole extra hill. Grab some liquid white, it'll make that a bit lighter. They look hellish. Right, what's next?
some back over here. There we go. Now we'll take a clean brush and just gently lift up, very, very lightly, just enough to give it an upward swirl. There. Very light, barely, barely touching the canvas. You let 2 or 3 hairs just about touch. Just enough to move the paint a little bit. Okay. Now we'll take a little yellow and a little permanent red mixed together here. And we'll start putting in some reflections. Maybe we'll have a little lake right back here, a little pond.
Time to break out the spare frame brush. I'm going to do some reflections down the bottom there. Should be down here. They're going to look horrible for a moment. Some of this stuff in there. That's going to go there. Part of the reason I take longer than Bob, apart from being not as skilled as Bob, is that I like to do all these reflection-y kind of things. Hey Spambot, how you doing? Best viewers on Streamboo, thank you. I appreciate that so much. It's nice to have you looking out for me, Spambot. I appreciate you. That looks horrible, but it will look better probably. Now let's do that bit he was talking about. He wants me to pull up a smidge, so I think that's just to make it look like kind of grassy. I like it. I don't need to do that on the bottom one. Looks like I need to build a bigger hill there. Let's do that.
Just lay a little color on and pull this down. There we go. Then just enough to give it a little watery effect. Just ripple it a little. We don't want to destroy it. old brushes here, and we'll move right along. Okay, now I'm going to go back into this brown and alizarin. Once again, we're mixing it on the brush. A lot of paint on the brush. Maybe we'll put a little tree.
Alright. Let's do what Bob did. So this is kind of a moment of truth, and if this doesn't work out, I'll probably just turn off the stream for the night and pretend this never happened. Hopefully, if I pull down from the middle, more gently than that. Yeah, that's gonna look alright. That looks broadly water-esque. So pull down through there as well. And go across. Yeah, I quite like that.
Take a little yellow and a little permanent red mixed together here. And we'll start putting in some reflections. Maybe we'll have a little...
Wow. That's incredibly reflective canvas. What if I turn it off that light? That'll fix it. Yeah, kinda see the canvas there. Let's not use that one. Okay, that'll do.
Little pond. Just lay a little color on and pull this down. There we go. Then just enough to give it a little watery effect. Just ripple it a little. We don't want to destroy it. Okay. Clean the old brushes here, and we'll move right along. Okay, now I'm going to go back into this brown and alizarin. Once again, we're mixing it on the brush. A lot of paint on the brush. Maybe we'll put a little tree standing back here. We'll make this one with a fan brush.
Brown and alizarin. I'm gonna run out of brown paint. That's okay. One of the problems with oil painting or just painting in general is that brown is kind of it's like a primary color. It isn't a primary color, but it's like one. And you need it. You can mix basically any color out of brown blue, yellow, and red, I suppose. Without one of those, it gets pretty difficult to do anything. Let's see what Bob's up to.
There we go.
That's a nice little tree.
And trees get lonely too, so we'll give him a friend.
Remember.
There. And maybe there's a little one right there. Got two big ones, so invariably sooner or later it's going to be a little one. There he is. Let's fill him in, make him just a touch darker. Maybe we'll put a third one right there. Work that in a little bit, create a shadow behind the tree. Okay. Now, we'll just, with a knife here, we'll just make a little water line running back through here. These black cans.
So let's put a little one there. That's a pretty perfectly triangular tree. I like it. I like those three guys there. I'm just going to leave them alone, I think, before I destroy them.
Canvases we cover with a black acrylic, a flat black acrylic paint, and allow it to dry before we start. And the alizarin crimson that we use here is a transparent color, so the black shows through. It looks black, but when you apply color to it, then it really comes alive. Okay, let's start with some almighty trees and stuff. And we'll use a big brush today.
Right. Let's throw a waterline in there. But first, I feel like these want to come down a smidge more. They just don't quite feel right. Right, I like that. Yeah, you're not wrong. The camera was fine for the other paintings. It hates this one. So I'm going through some options. Let's try turning that. Nope, that's terrible. I think it's throwing a bunch of glare. If I turn this one off. So much worse. Let's, if I move it. Worse? Even worse? What about way the hell off. Like that. It's kind of better. Let's shift this one way back here. Whoa. Marginal. Right. It's still pretty bad, but I'm gonna live with it and fix it in the next stream, because there's going to be a next stream of this painting. There's no way I'm getting it all done tonight. Right, I'm just going to re-water that a smidge. And yeah, maybe it's like a gothic Bob Ross. Let's put that little waterline in. That's a bit better. Watch out, cat. We got a stream cat appearance. Puss puss. This is Ned. He's a good boy. Alright. Don't bite me. Alright, we're going to find a good stopping point. And tomorrow we can come back and maybe fix the lighting.
And let's have a big old tree right here. I know this may be quite difficult for you to see, but we are putting the general shape of the tree right here.
Yeah, no one's going to be able to see that.
These black canvases make some of the prettiest pictures that you can imagine. And if you're interested in selling paintings and making a happy book to put in your pocket, these are the ones that really sell. Let's have another tree right over here. Let these limbs just fly out. Fire 'em in.
Alright, time to fire in some limbs. Throw on a tree here.
Maybe a big tree up here. And as you can see, we're really hitting this canvas. We're really pushing the paint into it. You need an almighty easel. The little tiny Tim easels will let you down.
Yeah, that's the kind of easel I have.
This easel is made out of a platform step ladder. And they work very, very well. They're very strong, very simple to build.
Why didn't I think of converting a step ladder into an easel?
We've got that filled in. Let's put some tree trunks here and there. Okay. And we'll put some dark paint right along here. There we go. Just in your mind, wherever you visualize there might be a little trunk, just drop one in. Yeah, mix just a little brown and white so we can put a little touch of highlight on this and make it stand out a little. Like the light's playing through here and touching it.
This is kind of what I was saying before, is that we need blue along with other colours, with brown and red and yellow to make pretty much any colour you want. Back when I started doing these things, I didn't have enough paints to follow along with what exactly, so I just mixed up the paints. There we go. So add some blue to the brown. Hopefully you can see that. It gives us basically a black. And that's going to show up a bit better than just plain brown against the canvas if I'm throwing down some tree trunks. So let's do that. Call that a tree. Man, that's so hard to see on the camera. Let's see if this view's any better. Kind of. Except if I wasn't standing in front of it. Alright, let's get some white on there. That one up there, we'll call that one a happy accident. There's a way to kind of fix that. I mean, apart from like throwing some more paint on it, you can sort of scrape it off with the knife as well. So let's do that. That'll do. Let's see what Bob wants to do now. Oh wow.
There's some little touches out here.
Pretty well down there.
This easel is made out of a platform stepladder. And they work very, very well. They're very strong, very simple to build. Okay, we've got that filled in. Let's put some tree trunks here and there. Okay. And we'll put some dark paint right along here. There we go. Just in your mind, wherever you visualize there might be a little trunk, just drop one in. Yeah, mix just a little brown and white so we can put a little touch of highlight on this and make it stand out a little. Like the light's playing through here and touching it. There. And we'll put a trunk right over in this one too. What the devil. Okay.
Alright. Let's get a trunk on. Oh no. Needs more blue to be darker. Looks nice. Enough light coming from this side. I'll step in front of everything. that looks nice enough. Now what?
Leaves. And we'll have a little light playing across here. Just pull that knife sort of swirled so it gives the appearance of it being round. There we go. Now we're ready to put some highlights on these little leaves out here. Okay. And just let the light play through this tree. Leaving a lot of dark areas. And we can put some nice little leaves on all these little bushes. Look how that color stands out against this black background. It just jumps out at you. Okay, now let's put some on this little bush.
I have no idea how to get that much glare off the painting.
After they're finished. At night, if you turn the light on, it shines up on this. It's remarkable what.
Right. I'm starting to wonder if I might need to like wind it up for tonight, because that is just going to be an absolute son of a bitch. It's a real shame because I'm liking this painting. Tell you what, we'll get a little bit of yellow on just one of those bushes and see how that looks and see if that comes up on camera. And if not, I get to retool the setup tomorrow. What fun! This is going to be the fun part.
Remember, this is your world. In your world, you can create anything that you desire.
Too right. Alright, let's see what opportunities we have for putting some bushes in here. That's going to look alright. Watch out, puss. As delicious as this paint looks, it isn't good for you. Out the way. Good boy. Just a bit more foliage. And then I think I'm good to wind this one up for the night. We'll be back.